When Victor's son told him he would not be welcome at his house for Christmas, Victor smiled, climbed into his truck, and made one phone call. By New Year's, the mortgage payments were canceled. That was only the beginning. If you're enjoying this story, consider subscribing for more. Victor sat deep in the leather couch he had paid for. The room smelled of sage candles and money he no longer had. He said,
softly, "I could make my famous turkey this year. The one with the sage stuffing your mother used to love. Remember how she'd always say it was better than her grandmother's? She'd take one bite and close her eyes like it was Sunday Mass. I still have her handwritten recipe card in the drawer." Lucas shifted beside him, shoulders pulling inward like a child caught in a lie. Lucas said, his voice cracking, "Dad, unfortunately, you won't be welcome here for Christmas." Victor blinked slowly, as if the words were in a foreign language. He asked, "What do you mean?" Lucas stared at the Persian rug, another gift from Victor's second mortgage. He answered, "Claire's parents are coming. They'd prefer if you weren't here. It's their house now, in a way." Victor looked around the room slowly. Silk curtains he had paid for. Hardwood floors from his second mortgage. Crown molding that had maxed his credit card. The grandfather clock that played Ave Maria on the hour. A wedding gift to Lucas and Claire. He repeated slowly, "Their own way." Then, "And what way is that?" "Lucas?" Lucas flinched like he'd been slapped. He pleaded, "Dad, please don't make this harder. It's just 1 year." Victor sat in the driver's seat, engine off. Christmas lights twinkled in windows he would never enter again. He whispered to himself, $2,800 every month, 60 months, $140,000. Gone. And for what? He turned the key. Headlights flared across the snow-dusted driveway. The phone rang. Claire's name flashed. Victor answered on the 4th ring. Claire's voice dripped false sweetness. "Victor, I heard about the little misunderstanding with Lucas. He's just stressed. You know how the holidays are." Victor leaned against the counter, fingers drumming on the granite he'd installed himself. He said, "I don't think there's any misunderstanding. You made your position quite clear." Claire rustled shopping bags in the background. Neiman Marcus, judging by the crinkle. She said, "They're not used to your kind of cooking, all that spicy food and loud music. Frankly, they're educated people. They summer in Nantucket." Victor's voice stayed level. "You mean the tamales you ate every Sunday for 3 years when money was tight?" "The ones you said reminded you of your grandmother? The ones you begged me to teach you how to make?" Claire snapped. "That was different. We were broke then. Now it's about class." Victor's hand tightened around the phone until his knuckles went white. He said, "I built a construction business from nothing. I've paid more in taxes than your father made in his best year at the country club." Claire delivered the final blow. "Elena understood her place better than you understand yours." Silence. Victor ended the call. He opened a manila folder. Bank statements. Mortgage papers. 5 years of automatic transfers. Every 1st of the month, like clockwork. He whispered, "Time to stop the bleeding." Victor sat at the kitchen table with a calculator and black coffee. $143,400 circled in red. He called the bank. Jennifer, the rep, sounded surprised. "You want to cancel the $2,800 transfer effective immediately?" Victor said, "Immediately." Done. He hung up, gathered the statements, walked to the fireplace, struck a match, and watched 5 years of martyrdom curl into ash. He raised a glass of good whiskey to Elena's photo on the mantel, her smile frozen in 2008. He said, "Merry Christmas to me." The phone rang at 10:47 a.m. Claire again. "Pick up my parents from Riverside Airport. Flight 447, baggage claim carousel 3, and wear something decent," Victor said quietly. "Of course." He hung up, glanced at the wall clock, 10:52, poured another coffee, opened yesterday's crossword, 7 across. Delayed gratification. 2:15 p.m., tea and newspaper. 2:47, phone buzzed. "Dad, where are you?" 3:30, organizing the junk drawer. 4:15, phone off. Silence. 5, grilled cheese and tomato soup. The cheese melted golden. The soup steamed in his favorite mug, the one Elena bought in Mexico. At 5:33, someone pounded on the door. Victor opened it. Richard's face was red. Margaret's hair was disheveled. Claire's makeup was smeared. Richard shouted, "We waited 3 hours, in the cold." Victor said, "This is my house. Out. Now." They left. The door slammed. Laptop open. Tabs. Richard's LinkedIn, Margaret's Instagram, Claire's Facebook. Victor printed everything. He said to the screen, "You went public." "So will I." 12 guests. Crystal. Laughter. The dining room glowed under a chandelier Victor had installed himself. The door creaked. Victor entered in a navy suit, briefcase in hand. Claire froze, wineglass halfway to her lips. "Victor, this is completely inappropriate." Victor opened the briefcase. "Your guests deserve to know who really paid for this dinner, this house, this lifestyle." He placed 12 packets on the table. Bank statements, receipts, the newspaper article with red notes in the margins. Local businessman funds in-laws luxury. A guest read aloud, $168,000 in mortgage payments alone? Another asked Richard, "You planted that story?" Victor said, "Enjoy your dinner. It's the last one I'll be paying for." He walked out. Behind him, voices rose in accusation. The facade shattered. A certified letter arrived. Notice of default, 3 months of missed payments, $8,400 in arrears. Thursday evening, Lucas knocked. He looked 10 years older. Dark circles, wrinkled suit. He said, "Dad, we need to talk." Victor let him in. Lucas saw new furniture, fresh paint, repaired porch light, all paid in cash. Lucas said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't know about the newspaper. I should have defended you." Victor asked, "Do you know how much money I sent you over 5 years?" Lucas nodded miserably. "Over 200,000. Victor corrected. $237,468. Lucas cried quietly. "Is there any chance you could forgive me?" Victor said, "I forgave you months ago, but forgiveness doesn't mean going back. It doesn't mean I'll resume paying for a lifestyle that came with contempt." Lucas whispered, "I lost you, didn't I?" Victor said, "You didn't lose me, son. You gave me away." He closed the door. Justice was restored, arrogance punished, and for the first time in 5 years, Victor was home.